What's up, guys? Tricks Ridiculous back with another video. So, as you all know, there's really nothing to do in Marvel's Avengers right now until we get some new content. We did have a developer stream. They gave us a little more talk about, possible roadmap during the November war table and some other little things they're working on. But honestly, for me, until I see some stuff in game, it's all just lip service. It's all just sweet talk. No disrespect to anybody at Crystal Dynamics, but we've seen this a number of times with other developers. Bungie with Destiny, BioWare with Anthem. They give you the soon TM, we're working on it, this, that, and the other. And I get it. It's not easy to put out content, but we've heard it all before. So until I see stuff actually in the game, real content in the game, I'm not really listening to too much of what anyone says. But there have been some ideas around the community, different opinions of changes and updates that people would like to see. There are a lot of little ones, little quality of life things. We know they're working on a ping system. We know they're looking at making Captain America move faster. And, people are looking at things like locking loadout systems, maybe MCU costumes, maybe reforge station for your gear. These are all nice little quality of life changes, but let's be honest, no one's actually coming back to the game because Captain America runs faster. So really what this video is my opinion on the top 3 updates that will be truly meaningful for the game's survival. So if you like Avengers, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more content because it really does help the channel out. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So to me, we'll start right at the top. The number one most important change is meaningful end game content, because to me, new content, especially end game content, is the most important thing, more important than anything else in the game right now. We need a real, repeatable end game grind, and by that I mean a raid. Now, I believe that the number one most important thing to get players back in the game and keep current players interested is a repeatable, kind of weekly ritualistic raid-like activity. The game does not have PvP, nor should it have PvP. No one wants PvP in this game. Therefore, it's mandatory for them to have meaningful endgame content that's worth coming back for. Now, we know the Cloning Lab is the first new raid, or as they call them, Omega level threats. Now, we've gotten some leaks, but I have not played it yet, so I'm not really passing too much judgment, but this mission, this raid needs to be an absolute banger. It has to hit a home run. This needs to be an activity that people are willing to come back to, play over and over again, because it provides a rewarding challenge and even more rewarding loot. Now, we do know that this is going to be reusing some assets that are currently in the game, so I'll admit that my expectations are not incredibly high for the raid, but, they have pushed it back a little bit. It's not come out as soon as we thought, so maybe they're making some adjustments to it. As long as it's got good, new, challenging mechanics and really pushes everyone to work as a team in ways that, you don't normally play in other areas of the game, I think it's going to be some pretty good content. I am admittedly more excited for the Wakanda raid that we're getting after the first of the year, as that will be entirely new content, but that's anyone's guess. We'll see how that one is. But number one most important thing, raids or other type of, really meaningful endgame content, something that really pushes the top echelon of gear, builds, loadout, player skill, everything like that. You have to have it. Right now, the Mega Hive is not it. No one likes the Mega Hive. They do it because they have to. And then Tachyon Rifts, also not it. They're okay. They're kind of fun once or twice, but honestly, they're extremely, extremely repetitive. So that's it for kind of endgame content. The next thing is characters. Now, I've been saying from the start, new characters are an exceptionally good way of injecting life into this game. Everyone will be excited when a new character comes out, and the game overall will move into a better place as more characters and team combinations and loadouts and builds are all available. So it's only going to go up from there. At the time of this writing, they are struggling to release even their first character, who is Kate Bishop. Now, I'm not going to get into, COVID, working from home, all that stuff. I get it. But the point of this video is that none of that actually matters, regardless of how hard the decision was for them to move, to push back the character or whatever, or how hard it is, or we're doing our best. None of that matters. The players don't really care. They will just move on and play other games. The bottom line is I'm still really excited for what we know we're getting, which will be Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and then Black Panther. I'm just really, really hoping that, the delays get resolved quick and that we don't go through it all over again with subsequent characters. The last thing I want is after Kate comes out, we're expecting Clint maybe in December, and then we get an email that, surprise, Clint's not going to come out until after the first of the year. And then, in January, we get maybe something that Black Panther's not coming out until March. And then who knows when Spider-Man. I don't want it to be a domino effect. They really need to get their asses back on a consistent schedule. Again, not attacking anyone personally. I know they said that they were pushing back the characters, or specifically Kate, because they wanted to polish the game first. I've said in previous videos, I personally don't agree with that. A lot of people say, you have to kind of build on a solid foundation. Yes, that's true in theory, but realistically, they've done a pretty good job with the bug fixes to date. Obviously, the game was an absolute buggy mess when it first came out. Now it's not bad. There's still some bugs, but the thing is, bug fixes are a continuous thing in games like this. They're going to be fixing bugs 2 years from now. They're always going to be fixing some bugs. So to say that you need the game 100% bug free before you release any new content, that's the incorrect decision to make. So they need to release Kate really as soon as they can, and then not delay any of the characters any further, because regardless of how they're trying their best, it's not going to matter for players. They're just going to move on. However, I will admit that if they did get anything right with this game, it is the characters. Every character that we got in the base game, the base 6, if you will, they do all feel really unique and balanced, and they have very distinct play styles. And I have no doubt that when new characters do come out, they will each be a great addition to the existing roster. So last piece and point I want to make, number 3, is the loot. Now, loot, straight up, there's no way of sugarcoating it. It needs to be more rewarding. Exotics need to have actual unique abilities that augment your character's playstyle, not just be generic stat sticks that any character can use. When the game first launched, we had some really cool legendaries that actually had some unique perks. For example, Thor has a hammer that kind of changed your throws, flight path. Black Widow has the belt that gives you the auto crit from behind. That's just to name a few. These are legitimately unique perks to those characters, and we need more like that. Having just random character perks such as, Captain America gains shield block energy on parry. Like, a perk like that is garbage, and it's just taking up unique slots on our gear. And they don't have to, these perks don't have to be anything crazy either. They just have to be unique. So if we had some exotics, like, just some ideas off the top of my head was like a belt for Thor that gives him the burn AoE to his Bifrost automatically. That way, if you have that equipped, you can select the Frost on the Bifrost in the skill tree, and you can get 2 different AoEs on your Bifrost. Or how about a vest for Black Widow that allows your teammates affected by stealth to also perform takedowns on low health enemies? Or something like a piece for Hulk that maybe gives like 30% range to your Bone Shaker, or maybe an additional charge to your Steamroller. Those are just some examples that I'm spitballing. Again, they don't have to be wildly different or, mind-blowingly unique effects that are totally against what the game does. They just have to be a little more unique to allow you to hand build your character to the way you want to play. Because right now, the loot we're getting, really, the meta right now is to just get the storm pieces from the Tachyon rifts, and they really all just have Tachyon Surge on them. So there's really nothing unique. It's just a matter of how all the different ways you're going to trigger your Tachyon Surge. So that, to me, is not good enough for an exotic. We want exotics to really have some unique perks that you can't get on any other piece of gear that are very specific to augmenting how that specific character plays. So that's all I've got on loot. Really just like to see better more unique loot. Anyway, those are my top 3 things. I think if they can get those 3 things right, that will really, really streamline this game and put it back on the fast track to being a extremely popular and a smash hit game. But let me know what you think. Do you think they can pull it off, or do you think maybe I missed something? Do you think there's some other changes they could make that are more important than these? Let me know. And if you agree with what I'm saying, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. I've still got more content coming out. Don't you worry, I'm not abandoning the game. But that's it for me today, guys. I'll see you in the next one.